the Course of Miracles is that love is an action. It's not what we say, it's what we do. And to love ourselves could be one of the most courageous and scary things. You know, in the context of what you brothers been through, it's easy to pick up a gun and to love yourself. It's easier to sell a bag of dope than to love yourself. Now, I'm going to flip the script. So you brothers have shared about, you know, your life in the street. Here I am, Catholic school, 12 years, right? Papa was thinking about being a priest. I sit here in front of you, my brothers, with a bachelor's degree from Syracuse University and a master's degree from NYU, 59 years old. Puerto Rican with dreadlocks. And I have struggled with self-love. From 2013 until now, right now I'm at a job where they gave me my discharge papers on November the 10th. It's my last day. And I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on, Lord? I mean, I did the right things, right? You know, went to church and Catholic school and, went to school and, I smoked my weed, but for the most part, I never, been inside of a prison cell. And still, but what's the underlying common
we still here
for all of us?
Together.
But it's also the struggle with self-love. I struggle with that sometimes, valuing myself, that I have value. And so I just want to thank y'all so much, for sharing. And I think for me, connecting to the fact that no matter where we come from, that we struggle with this issue of self-love, but that we're God's children. And for me, we used the word outlaw earlier. Folks forget. One of the greatest outlaws in the world was Jesus Christ. Why'd they kill Jesus? Because he wasn't down with the Pharisees and the institution of the church. Right? He was preaching self-love and love thy neighbor, and they were like, "No, we got to get rid of this."
Went against the program.
Right. So we want to talk about outlaws. The outlaw has two connotations. We know it from the street aspect, being against the law. But in the context of Jesus, when you love your neighbor, you can be an outlaw for love. And I don't know, I was just feeling all that based on what y'all was sharing. I hope to God we can make this consistent. Maybe we can, before we, turn off the cameras and we break, we talk about the days and times, because I'm looking for a job again, you know what I mean?
Right. But that's only says your journey's not over. It just starts to begin again.
I hope so,
and
man.
it is.
But at some point, I'm 59.
What
Can I keep a
59?
job?
You can.
I can get a job, but I can't keep that motherfucker.
Colonel Sanders didn't become... Colonel Sanders got rich at 65.
But that's
He
encouraging.
started...
That's encouraging.
Yeah, that's encouraging.
I think I just figured out what I want to do now that I'm grown up.
Right.
Just now.
Or admitted what you really wanted to do.
I want to go back to something that you talked about.
I just want to say real quick, I got a book that I'm writing called Jesus is a Gangster. But
And the apostles were his boys.
Yeah,
That was his
right.
Plug is in.
And they had swords. They had swords.
That's right.
And he flipped on people, and his disciples cut the ear off and all that. They were gangsters.
That's what they told us. They probably chopped up more than just.
They were scared of him.
They did more than the
They
air.
scared of him. In the book, they said he was scared of him.
Of course, that's why they killed. They ain't gonna kill you if they ain't scared of you.
They said he's with a mob.
Turning over tables at the temple, my ass. That's all we did.
Just going back to the rage that's there, right? So we have these wounds, right? And we heal, but they're still there, right? So shit triggers it. And they start to hurt, boom, boom, they thump. So, but this is how I've been able to deal with those wounds. Kindness. I'm kind to everybody all the time. I learned this shit probably about, we programmed 30 years, maybe 29 and a half years ago. I learned quick. And it's funny because, what I heard where I was going, the meetings I was making, can't keep it unless you give it away. And that shit stuck. That I for some reason I grasped that. You don't get that early recovery. So I started doing that, and shit started getting good. So I figured out early that was the key. I get people, even my wife says, "Why are you so good to them?" Because that shit comes back to me. I ain't doing it for them, I'm doing it for me. And the more I do,
What you throw out there comes
the
back.
more I get back. So I try to do this shit 20 to 25 times a day, even more. So I go out looking for shit to do, that has kindness attached to it. Because it's filling up my bank. I worked with, billionaires.
That's deep.
Them motherfuckers were not as rich as I was. They couldn't touch me. I knew that, and I think they knew that too. you know. So that's what, because I had that rage, man, I could say I don't have it. I haven't felt it, not, in a long, long time, but it does, man. It's
That's
it's
deep.
ongoing,
That still
man.
can come back to me. That rage, that comes back to me a lot. I ain't gonna lie.
Every day, bro.
It's hard.
Yeah, no, but that's the way.
But
But
you
he
gotta,
just
that's
the difference with that is that, see, I mess with Papo and I love that brother to death because he's helping me get to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And and one of the things I've run with and I've heard being in program myself is to understand is to be understood. And to always have an open mind. And that's the only way you're gonna learn, by listening. And with him it's like, he helped me just recently through a healing process. Of everything that I've been through in my life. And this man can tell you knows me from like every deep dark secret. There's nothing I ain't got. I mean, it's all out there. He knows it. And the healing process that he talks about is where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there's been a burden and a lift of that shame and guilt that I haven't felt in so long. And being 20 years clean in recovery, I haven't felt it till recently. And then being that kindness that you talked about, you talked about being gangsters and all that, been there and done that. I can identify everybody in this room. One of the weirdest things that happened in my recent experiences, I get with this girl. So, for some reason, she's, I don't know, I can't explain it in the sense where she's adapted to gangsters. I used to be that gangster. But I'm no longer that. I'm like soft gangster now. I went from that hard guy to that soft guy. So I can't relate with her because, I've worked so hard to change that. And then to portray that again to impress somebody, it's even harder. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like, okay, so why is it that you're this way? Okay, her father never showed her love. She grew up as a tomboy. Like, she don't know things about affection. Like, she's cold. She don't mean to be cold, but she's just that cold person. Like her father, her brother always told her, like, she fell and scraped her knees. Oh, fucking man up. You know what I'm saying? That type of behavior. And she's adapted to that. And this woman's 33 years old. And to me, I'm like, no. So if I say one kind thing to her, she raise an eyebrow like, nigga, what the fuck you talking about?
Baby, you look beautiful today. What, my nigga? My nigga.
And I'm looking, Frank, I'm literally looking at her like, you got problems. You got problems. I can't be this hard dude you want me to. Because I remember how hard it was for me to stand in the mirror as a 12-year-old boy, fixing my hat, trying to get that special look, that special walk, again, to fit in, to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? And I experienced that, and it got to a point where, she's a great woman overall. It's just that aspect, I just couldn't connect with her. And I'm like, what, you want me to call you bitch? Fuck out of here.
Smack her?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck, what is it? And this is a woman with an education, college degree. And I'm looking at her like, that's kind of like wifey material, you know what I'm saying? But her whole persona is on a whole nother level. And I didn't realize that I'm in a way better place than she is. And it's not for me. I have to fall back. Because I'm not. And that's probably what it is. And I kind of know that in a sense, but it's hard to kind of tell her that because, again, she has that persona up to anything kind that I say to her. I told her,
So say it to me. Say, you got pain, bitch.
Yeah, I know, like, man.
I love you, motherfucker. Oh, man. Get up your pain,
But for me, it just tells me like where I'm at with myself.
Just good for you,
and
Bob.
that's for me, you know what I'm saying? That's the recent experience I had. And overall, man, it's like I'm so grateful just to know that. Just to know that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a fucking wife beater. I had that rage as well. I'll fight with anybody. And half of the fights was just letting people know that I was Puerto Rican.
Right.
I had to
right.
fight motherfuckers
Yeah,
just
right.
even in jail.
That's right. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I in jail, I'm like, I'm getting,
I
step
was
2
a
and all that.
5%er, so I had
Right. I'm like 5% aware. They looking at you, they looking through you, not at you. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. And to this day, even I'm in the same business like this brother here, just on another level. You know what I'm saying? He's a rapper. I'm a b-boy. You know what I'm saying? So I know the game. I see the insanity in the, So I also, I try to install in people some of the things in the game that you need to understand. Hip hop was created around dysfunctional people. If you never noticed that,
Right,
dog.
right,
We're
that's
all
a fact.
dysfunctional. We come from abusive homes. God only knows, and we all find a place amongst each other. And it had to be in music and dance and all that to really feel at home with one another. You know what I'm
We
saying?
created our own culture.
And that created our own
We created
culture.
our own identity.
Exactly.
It was a positive thing. It could've been
No,
the other way around.
absolutely, it's a positive thing.
That's what the kids nowadays.
Some of
grow
it.
up.
I'm not gonna say all of it. Some of it,
Something you
You know,
said,
more
right? Something you said was, and you too, like, a lot of times I don't see the growth in me a lot of times until I'm confronted with a reflection of myself, and then I can see how much I've grown. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not there anymore. Like, that's not important to me anymore. Like, I don't want to do this anymore, or I'm not there anymore, because that woman is just a reflection of who I used to be at one time. Because I was attracted to those type of women. You know what I mean? And something you said was deep too, was that, in the room that talks about spiritual bankruptcy, and I truly believe that a lot of us are spiritually bankrupt. And when you talk about kindness, those are deposits, spiritual deposits that we put into our spiritual banks that fill us up, because a lot of times I confuse self-esteem with ego. So if I'm feeling like shit, I want to shop, right? Or I might want to get a girl, or, and I'm thinking that these are the things that's going to help build my self-worth. But really what builds self-esteem and self-worth is service, doing for others. And it's like once I say, oh, okay, I'm feeling like shit right now. I don't like the way I look. The moment I start thinking of someone else and how can I help somebody, it could be as simple as setting up chairs, washing my mother's dishes, calling somebody, what's up, you all right? Because I see him, we post sometimes, right? Sometimes we posting things, and then the other day I said some things to him that I shared, and one of the things I appreciate about him is that he's very receptive and he takes heed. And then when he talks, I listen, because he has a lot of information and he has a lot of experience too. So him posting what he posts and him sharing things and I share and you sharing things, we're actually depositing these deposits into our spiritual banks, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so I encourage you to tell your story, bro, because your story is freaking incredible, bro. I'm serious, man. If you guys hear this guy's story, and we probably don't have time today, but wow, this guy's story is incredible, man. Serious stuff.
I didn't even realize we'd been
Yeah.
in a minute.
No, that's cool.
I just wanted to say, I just wanted to throw in my energy a little bit, that I feel that this society has taken us away from self, knowledge of self, and created materialists. That's why you were into that male arrogance. You went into crime because we're taught that we don't have a reference point. The Illuminati, for lack of a better term, keeps all this knowledge of self from us.
That's right.
And then I want to share something with you, brother, that I heard from the physicist Nassim Haram. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name properly. You can check him up on YouTube. He has a foundation. He says that we create our reality, but reality creates us. I want to hit you off with that, Jules, so that you could be more balanced.
Right.
I want you more powerful, more balanced, because shit
That's
will
right.
happen to me, and I'll go, but damn, I didn't attract that. That's the universe
Yes, you did.
creating me and giving me the opportunity. Because it's empowering me, because I could balance what's going on. I say, shit, I ain't going there. I don't want that static. You know what I'm saying? So remember that. We creating together, man, with the universe.
I know that's
And
what I was trying to say.
See,
But
man, that's beauty here, man. This beauty here, man, and a lot of love. And this system, man, if you read this book, has taken us away from that. Because there's beauty here. You're not you're not a hard rock, whatever. That's why I always felt out of place in the ghetto. And I got all that shit about being a white boy and all of that. That's terrible, man. But all that's due to the educational system in this country. I know I may be jumping around, but I think you guys could put it together. You know? Hey man, the point of this is a lot of love here, and only the oppressed. Nobody feels the pain like we feel it, and we're gonna free ourselves. This is great, bro. This is a revolution right here, or evolution, and only us. We can free ourselves and the rest of the world. Yeah, because that's in this book. I don't know if I pronounce it, Pedagogy of the Oppressed. Check this out in Franz Fanon, The Wretched of the Earth. It's there, man. You know. Like I said, man, this is so beautiful. You got we're all powerful because we're love, right? We're souls having a physical experience, and we're love, and it's coming up. This is amazing.
You know what I find empowering is that finally at a certain age in my life that most people are never really gonna get it, is recognizing that pain. They're gonna live they're gonna die and not even get in touch with that.
Still asleep.
That's the powerful part about it.
Right.
So I was blessed to
but
even
if we
know
do
that.
our thing, they'll wake up. Because there's people that are followers, bro.
No,
This is a room full of leaders.
Yes. Yeah.
But let's do what we do, and let's see, man. If we can save one soul, we're good, bro. If we save one, each one teach one, whatever.
I only say that
And that's the point of this.
No, that's why I only say that to say